pronouns he, him, his. I am a sophomore political science major, women's gender sexuality studies minor. Have a couple different roles on campus, NAACP president, UConn collaborative organizing, public education outreach chair, community service chair of Brothers Reaching Our Society, FYE mentor for Scholars House. I'm the Racial Equity and Black Lives Matter subcommittee chair for the Human Rights Symposium, and I think that's about it.
My name is Werstler. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm a junior studying political science and communications. A couple things I do around campus. I am this undergraduate student trustee representing undergraduate students on the UConn Board of Trustees. I am in USG as well. I've been a senator for 3 years now. I also am the food and security coordinator for USG. I also alumni of the Leadership Learning Community. I work in the UConn Women's Center doing VOP, Violence Against Women Prevention Program, as well as the Men's Project Facilitator.
He reached out to me in December. I remember I was just, like in my living room, and I was just on my phone, and then he texted me. He was like, "Hey, you get on the phone real quick?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he calls me, and he's like, I'm just gonna say it. Like, I think we should run. And I was like, "For what?" He was like, "For president, vice president." But like he knew that like up until that point I had been thinking about it, because when special elections came up, I had flirted with the idea, but I hadn't started any of my roles yet, and I didn't want to like step down without having a year of like work that I put in, because I already had ideas for everything that I was a part of. So when this came up, then he reached out to me, and then we went forward with it.
Our platform, I guess, boiled down, is beyond just the 3 words: reimagine, reinvest, rebuild. It is it's focusing on the $45 every student on this campus pays to USG every year. Every semester, thank you. Our platform is about making the most out of that $90 student fee that every student pays every year. 3 programs that are able to actually spend that money back onto students, which we imagine what USG should be doing. The first program is similar to the program I started this year, or I guess it was last year into this year, called Husky Market. It was a program where we gave away $40,000 worth of USG money back into students in the form of $300 gift cards for food insecure students in need. And last year served as a model to Mason and I for what we can do next year when we're president and vice president. We want to be able to give away hundreds of thousands of dollars back into students who need it the most, because that's why we take that. That's why any government takes any taxes or anything for a public good, for the folks who need it the most. Another idea we have is a short-term loan program. We're able to offer emergency loans to students in need it. For example, you have an emergency expense that you don't have the money to cover it. USG should be able to cover that expense. A similar program already exists within the graduate student government for graduate students on campus, so we should be doing the same for the undergraduate students. And finally, Mason and I care a lot about entrepreneurship and innovation and creativity on campus.
Correct.
And that means investing in those students who have a dream or have a business idea. USG should be able to give them a couple $1,000 investment in their business to have their dream come true.
So we've met with several student groups over the past week, over the past couple of months. And the common theme is that when they go to administration or they go to higher ups in USG, they don't get a response, right? So the initiatives that they want to pass institutionally, they don't get to a point where they're able to do that. Same thing with UCPD and students. There's a mistrust between students of color and UCPD. And the thing that we really want to hone in on is that we're all connected. All these things are accomplishable if we work together, if we work honestly, if we work openly, and we actually have the intention of getting done what we need to get done. So that's our platform: reimagine, reinvest, rebuild. Accountability with administration first has to start with accountability from us. I truly believe that, because we have the power to let people know, what's going on. A lot of these conversations are not in public; they're not, in the open. So we have to break through that and let people know what's going on.
Often students are the ones communicating on behalf of the administration, so we're thinking about more creative ways to do that. An idea that Mason and I have is starting a podcast next year, for the president and vice president of USG to be not just for us, be for the institution of the president and vice president of USG. So that way students have a more easier access to us sort of just telling them what we're doing.
Yeah. We don't support hate speech in any form, way, shape, or form. And I know some people maybe flag it as free speech and say that it's okay. Any speech that's deemed to be derogatory, inflammatory, or insulting or attacking somebody is hate speech. We do not support that in any capacity, and that's different from free speech. But in that regard, one thing that we definitely think needs to happen is, number one, the administration has to resolve the bias reporting system. And the response process, like we've had, the Hall incident, we've had the Rock incident. Each time, the administration took a little bit of time to respond when they should have known what was going on and had a response ready to go out right after that. And to students, especially when I first saw things like that, it looked like there was a lack of care and a lack of empathy. And I don't think that's there, but that's what it comes across as. So if administration really cares about letting the students know that this is a safe place, that a swastika does not represent the views of the student body, they have to let people know that.
Our mental health crisis on this campus, on college campuses across the country, doesn't exist in a vacuum, right? And it is not an issue that we can just throw more therapists at, or more money at, or more attention at, because while those courses are important, it doesn't understand the real underlying reasons why we have a crisis on this campus. So Mason and I, in addition to supporting efforts to increase the service that Shaw is able to offer to students, also caring a lot about the underlying reasons why mental health is such a problem on this campus.
All the problems that we engage with, whether it's reinvesting in students, whether it's the police, whether it's environmentalism, whether it's actually short-term loan programs, everything ties into somebody's well-being. And if we can't help that, we can't do our job effectively. On March 2nd through March 4th, we're not asking you to believe in us to do something that we've never done or that we just thought of or that sounds good, right? Everything that we want to do is achievable. Everything that we have done is a part of a larger plan, and everything that we will do will still be in dedication to that. Even if by some stroke of bad luck we don't win, right? Our advocacy won't stop. This is not indicative of who we are as people. This race is not indicative of who we are as advocates. We only wish to use this to elevate our advocacy and to expand our visions.